just don't want to rush this game either, so... If I wasn't streaming, I would probably play even more, but... Okay. So... This is where I crashed yesterday. I mean, not the game. The game didn't crash. OBS crashed. But I feel like the game had to do something with this.
They're doing on other colonies.
So we talked to this guy, then I just opened the door. And that's it.
Tossball games?
Didn't even talk to anyone yet.
You're not listening to a word, are you?
Look, my back aches and everything smells like fish. I just want to enjoy my beer.
Hello.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding. All over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
Keep listening.
But I gotta get in there. Get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn wrapped out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
Like that change of facial expression. I don't know why, but my nose was bleeding today. Maybe like some allergies or stuff. So I kind of feel like my nose is a little stuffy, but it should go away in a couple of minutes probably. Hopefully it's not like gonna interrupt me reading all this dialogue. Are you always this drunk? I'm Aldar, pleased to meet you.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Sure.
Outstanding! What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
I'm told you can help me find an information broker.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head.
Sure, what do you need?
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
Medical? You mean caffeinoid? That stuff just a stimulant. Sure.
Well, they work. We got a deal or what?
Right. Nice. MSI dispensary. MSI creates caffeine pills now? Crazy. Oh, MSI changed in the future, right? Long guns. Ooh. Ranged weapon skills. Oh, that's interesting too. So this is +5 to all ranged weapons. I have +7 to long guns, so... So this is a level 14 armor, 22. Uh, 29. Without the mod, it would be 29. Minus 4 levels, that would be 25. So it's still better when it comes to armor. And yeah, long guns, I think I'm gonna stick to long guns, so... And yeah, this mod, this was only one mod I had. The physical armor rating 5, so I think I'm gonna stay with it. 46 heavy. 41. Yeah, plus, well... I mean, so far, not even a single time. Like, I never got shot in the head. My helmet is still pristine, 100%. So I don't need armor that much. But with like plus 5 long guns, would it be worth it? Not sure. I'm gonna stick to mine. Yeah, to have like way more armor. Why not? Oh no. Right between the eyes. 3 were free. Oh, 4 of them. That trap was this big. Took it down with one shot. Buy me a drink. Nyoka bar talk bingo shit. Oh. So someone wrote down what she says to everyone that's new in here, and she literally said the same stuff to me. Wait 1 second. I'm gonna mute because I have to blow my nose. I don't want you guys to experience. Okay. Now we can continue. I feel much better. Just the damn allergies. Could slowly get to that 80. No weapon sway for 5 seconds after each kill. Pretty good. Well, it's not like it affects me that much, but... Companions gain armor rating. Oh, the heal for companions. Actually... Yeah, let's get it to 20. There's always like... The stats go up too, so... At least now when we heal, the companions will heal too. It could like... be useful sometimes. Well, eventually we're gonna run into like some crazy skill checks for sure, I think, but so far it doesn't seem like I need anything to be even higher than it is right now. The 50s are just enough right now. I could just keep pushing long guns right now. Got it to 20, 24. Dodge recovery speed 100%, that's pretty good. Getting that dodge to 40 would be pretty good. Oh, just push the long guns. I'm 5 off. Get the expert. Can do that next level. Apply. Perks. Perks, perks, perks. Movement penalty. Bonus You could go with science weapons, but so far it's not like I have an extremely good science weapon right now that I would be using. Oh. Gaining meter when you kill an enemy is pretty good. I could like snipe people and then immediately... Well, you don't even have to get out of it, right? Oh, that's sick. That's sick when I snipe. It's gonna go up 25% each time I kill someone, so it's gonna be going up and up. I don't know how much I lose for one shot. But yeah, for sniping, that would be crazy. We don't really need health that much. Gonna go with that. Okay. Save. Let's go. Talked to her. So far, we don't have many, like...
Caleb's doing the talking.
We don't have many restricted areas. Only once we had to use the shroud device.
New face, huh? You from Off-World?
Off-world. Captain Hawthorne.
A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome.
Oh no,
Why don't
the
you grab a
MSI
chair?
club.
Sit a spell and revel with us.
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
What are you celebrating?
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
What could be so bad it made you walk off the job?
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay.
Okay. I happen to be pretty good with negotiations.
I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting deadlocked. It's been days, but Velma won't even hear us out. Maybe you could just make her listen to our demands.
I'll mediate on your behalf.
You would do that?
Yeah.
We sure are lucky you decided to come up to the patio today. I knew drinking up here would be good for more than the view.
Need to talk about Velma.
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
Oh. See, we can't use the... I don't have 55 lies. See, this is where I have high persuasion, but not high enough lies. Lying, or whatever you want to call that skill. But yeah, this is not my style, because like, in this playthrough, when we are helping people and not the corporations, I'm gonna go there and see what I can do. And try to help those guys to get, like, you know, better payment in hours. Any suggestions for how to put pressure on Velma to negotiate?
If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. We got no proof they're true.
What rumors? What's this about blackmail now?
I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits. So far it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
You know, I'll talk to you later. So we can probably use, like, persuasion or something to talk to her.
Heading back.
I'm going.
Or we could just go there and probably that's gonna turn out to be true.
Be right there.
See. So let's see here. We can talk to that Velma, right? Oh, that's the passion pills. Medicine. Falbrook? Falbrook, that's where I am right now. So maybe we can buy like the info from someone. Convince Velma. Okay, we can go here. Oh yeah, and this is the side quest that leads to the main quest. Hey, MSI. Doing good in the future. Or doing well, I should say.
Could
Oh.
I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly logged.
I'll note it next to the others, sir.
Talk to him here.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
Do you have like a
That
gold
you did,
tooth
sir.
here?
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer
good,
has a
though.
meeting with me.
No, you have a meeting with me. That's very generous of you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
God.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
I'm just looking for information broker.
Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
If I have to eat one more weird science project passed off as food in this sprout-fucked colony, I am going to stab someone. I like that. We are gonna be doing probably like a playthrough on Supernova next. The second playthrough that we're gonna be that kind of person. Like, if we don't like someone, we just kill them. Hey, it could always be both.
Now, there's no need to humor me. I'm used to this particular letdown.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr. Sanjar. Are you doing quite all right?
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments.
Erotic
I had
disappointments.
hoped
ooh.
that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
What exactly are you hoping to accomplish?
Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Sounds like you're freer than anyone else in Halcyon. Why not embrace it?
You talk like Graham.
Freedom always
Gram.
sounds nice, doesn't it? It makes a rather
We
pretty
heard about
slogan.
Gram from...
But if you sit down and tally up the costs, how you provide for yourself in the absence of aid, how you protect yourself from a hostile galaxy, it starts to lose its shine.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future. But
This
the
guy.
tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
Mr. Vicar, I don't want to be rude, but I don't think that means anything.
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
We can leave him here. I wouldn't mind. So what do you mean to do about it? And yeah, the Gram, we heard some lady on Groundbreaker, like a random NPC, be like, I heard a radio transmission from Monarch, and someone named Gram said that they are alive, and because people think that there's only monsters on Monarch, that's what the board says to people, that like people don't exist there, it's just monsters and stuff. Look at him. Okay, so what do you mean to do about it?
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
But will that help the people here, Mr. Sanjar? Keep them fed and safe?
That's precisely what I'm trying to do.
I don't think so.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
She's probably the best looking female in this game so far. Like, she looks... Well, the graphics are nice, and like the characters are not as janky looking as like in the previous Fallout games. But... I don't know why, but she looks like the most realistic person so far. To me. Like, the voices are really well matched to characters and stuff, but I don't know what's about her that makes me think that she looks better than others. This lady knows what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager.
Can we get her as a
In any
companion,
other company,
please?
she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
Fine, but how do you mean to do that?
With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
What is it? It sounds useful.
Why,
I
one
don't
of the
want to give it to
strongest
them.
defenses
I don't
in
want to
Halcyon.
make them
An
join.
extremely powerful ordnance.
I don't want more towns to join the board. This is exactly against what my character wants to do in this playthrough. Next playthrough we can you know, be with the board, but this one we are against it, so they seem to be doing pretty good. He just wants to, you know, he just wants to start making money and stuff by joining the board, and they are actually doing better than the most of the other colonies that are just like, you know, forced to be slavers, basically. What's the other part of your plan? You have the Bolt 52.
I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
Why are you saying it that way?
Saying what? Which way?
Arms. You're saying arms instead of arms.
That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what.
I'm sure I'll know it when I find it.
Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Ah. Okay. Before I go, I need to ask you about something.
What can I do for you?
Oh, I have questions about MSI and the good old days.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How did MSI get kicked off the board in the first place?
I've asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Do you mean that you initiated your own removal from the board?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1.
What happened to the other corporations?
As you may have noticed, this planet has more than its share of hazards. And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
But not MSI?
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to.
And how did that work out?
Most regard Monarch as a lost cause. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
How forward-thinking of you.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not productive workers. Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
I hope you'd treat them nice, whether it was good business or not, Mr. Sanjar. That's what being a community means. Treating people right, because it's the right thing to do.
Ms. Holcomb is our endlessly optimistic crew hand. It's good for the captain's morale.
A noble thought, Miss Holcomb. Unfortunately, noble thoughts rarely sway board policy. Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
Using the board's own tools against them. Clever.
That's what I thought. But the senior executives laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
I hope you gave them the finger.
In a manner of speaking, many of us stayed behind, in an act of quiet but firm defiance. As the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
But he wants to join them back on the board? Why would they do that?
I don't know. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws. I do think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
Hey, maybe I was wrong about this guy. He doesn't seem that bad. Why exactly do you want back on the board?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
Without the board, chaos would overtake the system. Working within the established order isn't a principle to snub one's nose at, Captain.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
They treated you pretty roughly. Is it worth going back to that?
I'm not a man to put pride before progress. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue. Besides, I'm hopeful that additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
Leverage?
Don't get ahead of yourself, sir.
Yes, it'll be easier to explain once we have the Bolt 52. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
Graham. You don't seem to think much of Graham, like Graham. We didn't even talk about this person, we don't know this person. Seems kinda weird to say something like that. What's the hazard clause?
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
A necessary evil for the greater good of society.
Please shut the
That's
fuck up, I hate this
exactly
guy.
how the board describes it.
I didn't care about him, but now he's just pissing me off. I took him with me only because I wanted to finish his stupid quest with that French book, but just pissing me off. That's the only companion I don't like. I like everyone else. Sounds skeptical.
Monarch may be dangerous, but it's hardly the wasteland the board describes it to be. Whatever the board's goals, the greater good has little part in them.
You don't seem to think much of Graham?
He and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them.
Ah,
If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them.
I will admit, I am keen to meet their leader.
Well, be careful what you wish for. Graham has a habit of ruining everything, and everyone around him.
maybe you should give them a chance?
A chance? They've been doing this for years, and well, let's just say I know enough about Graham to be confident that he won't change. It isn't just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels and pushes us further from the rest of the colony.
We have to talk to
He's
them.
lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
I want to talk about something else.
What can I do for you?
I met Grim, the landing pad guard.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
That guy's a world-class moron. He did a bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
He seemed nice. Oh. I've got to go. Can we talk to the lady?
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
What was that exchange about? You having money trouble?
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again?
What?
Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Raptidon acid? What? Do you normally blow your money on Raptidon parts?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Why? Got some trash to sell? Why are you buying so much from Sebastian?
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
He's sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Yeah, I don't think this is how you should try to make someone talk to you by buying their stuff. Maybe I can talk to him for you?
Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask. Just that you met this really nice lady named Celia, and she seemed... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
Wait, I'm curious. What do you see in Sebastian?
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs.
What the
It's hard to
hell?
find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
What the fuck? Is she describing me? I don't talk much. I have pretty good legs. You really want to be with someone you can't talk to?
You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny.
There are other fish in the sea?
Not in Stellar Bay. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like salt tuna or they're my boss. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't something to pass up.
I wish I had girls that things like that about me. That's all I need to know.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
Oh, quick save. Vending machine. 46. Level 15. Oh, another long guns helmet. I don't think that's worth level 1536. Yeah, it's not worth. Okay, keep going. Have to get those pills for her. Velma. Velma's here. Wait, wasn't that... Wait, why can't we talk to her about the poster?
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say?
Oh, what the hell? That option wasn't there. Grim asked me to check with you about his Tossball poster.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask.
Okay.
She's in the warehouse.
We have two things to
But
ask Velma about.
I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
That's it. So we have two quests. There. Let's talk to her.
If you want to talk to the boss, she's in the back of the warehouse.
Vending machine. Hello.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Hi. Catherine said she would show you shove you in a box if you kept running your gap like that. Take it easy, I'm just looking around.
Well, if you're that friendly about it, then you definitely aren't one of Catherine's sublight toughs. My mistake. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
You can find them. I'm here to ask about Grimm's poster.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grimm his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it?
Whoa, fucked up. Who's Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
So it's about the money.
Damn right it is.
You're just giving Grimm's poster away? Didn't he pay for it?
No. I paid Sublight for it. So it's mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grimm may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
Surely we can work something out.
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
Bribe, intimidate. You won't do much business if your neighbors hate you. Consider this an investment. Yeah, I don't want to spend 1,000 on that. Oh, we have 50 intimidation, so the exact amount we need.
I got a feeling you and Catherine would get on like tumors on a pig. Take the poster then. And if I never hear another word about it, it'll be too soon. Something else on your mind?
Nice. Tell me about your missing coworker.
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
He'll come back eventually. You can't constrain a person's freedom.
I can't keep working double shifts either. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra drugs he's been taking from supply.
That Braxton had been stealing drugs?
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
God damn. Awfully nice of you not to say anything.
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the salt tuna, fat and mostly tumor-free.
Who's this Catherine you mentioned when I first came in here?
Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer.
Let's talk about Caleb.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say.
Why can't you give him his pay increase? Caleb says they need a raise to keep up with prices around here.
Tell him to complain to Catherine in Fallbrook, not me. Sublight's demanding more money for the same contracts, which means we're all in the same boat.
They are hard workers, aren't they? Don't they deserve some compensation for that?
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work.
I'll wager she don't pay those folks that maintain the mechanicals decent neither.
Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
Oh shit, we can lie about that. Or we could look for like clues and stuff because they told me. They told me she's been like doing some sketchy shit. I lie? I know you're taking a percentage of the top. What would Sanjar say if I told him?
Same thing as me. Where's your proof? Because I know no one's been poking around my terminal lately.
Are you absolutely sure of that, Ms. Ballard?
Just as a hypothetical. Nothing to see on my terminal, of course. Because I've done nothing wrong.
Yeah, right. Sanjar's gonna notice your shortfalls before long and he will hold you responsible.
Maybe so. But I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk. But if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home. Near the diner.
You'd steal from your own people? That's low, ma'am.
Oh,
That's business. Someone's got to keep the lights on. Fine by me.
okay, let's look for her terminal. So we can blackmail her. And I don't know if I want to steal money from those workers. Is that her terminal? Oh, that's a lot.
Nicely done.
Ranged weapons, interesting. Durable guards. Light armor with ranged weapon. Skill. Decent. Personal files. Fuck. The theft is cleverly hidden. Individual instances could be excused as rounding errors or mistakes in simple arithmetic. The sheer volume of occurrences, however, indicates deliberate intent. Okay. Messages. Are we good now? No.
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but I'm up to my elbows in salt tuna guts.
Gosh, this old girl's in a rough way. Even old Bess in Edgewater was in better shape than this.
Hey, you want to try running a cannery with obsolete machinery? You be my guest.
Sorry, ma'am. I wasn't trying to be rude. It's just your flanging apparatus isn't making a strong flange, so your sealer isn't sealing right, and...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Huh. I'll have to try that. Anyway, what do you folks need?
Let's talk about Caleb.
Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd
Said that already. I saw your accounts. You've been skimming money for years. You can afford to pay more.
Yeah, and did you miss the part where I'm working doubles to cover for everyone who decides not to show?
Ironic. isn't it?
I'm the one who keeps this place running. That money's mine, one way or another.
Hmm. Yeah, that's kind of shitty. I feel kind of bad, like trying to intimidate her over and over again when she's actually in a tough spot too. But and what do you think Sanjar will say to that?
Fine. Tell Caleb he and his team can have their raise, but I need them back here immediately.
Okay.
Something else on your mind?
Gotcha.
Hey, Velma, I got your caffeinoid pills.
You're a lifesaver. Hope Abigail didn't give you a hard time.
Just the usual. Any word on Braxton?
Nothing. Don't know
Can
how
we
much
talk to
longer
him?
I can cover for him either. Give me those pills, will you?
Here you go. You know, you might consider a real night's sleep instead.
I wonder if you can steal the pills from her.
Plenty of work to do, especially with so many no-shows.
That sounds like, you know, you would be able to pickpocket her after that. Look at this. And get the pills for the other girl.
Understood. I'll keep my head down.
Stellar Bane ruins. Interesting. Oh shit. Bloody note. Here the space crime continue. Meet with Catherine? What was that? This one. I don't even remember this. You Hagen? I don't even remember taking this quest. Outside? Is it in a different region? Whatever. Let's give the poster to the guy we met at the very beginning. Then go to those workers. Tell them to come back to work.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in. Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Thank you, thank you. 15k XP, nice. Where is the Tossball Broker? Is this a legendary or something? Oh, it's a... Oh, it doesn't even have a mod. It just immediately... An acid weapon. I mean, the DPS is not bad, but it seems kinda shitty. Level 3. Yeah, that's weird. He gave me a level 3 weapon. Let's find the... Actually, we are here, so... The reputation got raised too. Let's go to those guys first, since we're already here. What up, what up?
Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell, and revel with us?
We need to talk.
Got an update for us? We can't afford to sit this out for too much longer. Know what I mean?
Velma was embezzling from MSI. She agreed to up your wages in exchange for my silence.
Well, I'll be a Raptidon's dinner. Reckon I ought to listen to gossip more often. As agreed, here's your compensation. Ain't a lot, but I hope it shows how much we appreciate all you've done. Now me and my friends here better get back to work before Velma blows a fuse.
Nice. 600, not bad. Keep getting more reputation. We still need to find this other worker that didn't come to work. Braxton's apartment? Yeah. It. 70 meters. Oh, that's the main thing here.
Velma seem out of sorts too?
She's always cranky.
No, I mean more than usual.
Wouldn't know. I made it a point to stay out of her way.
Going.
Help! Someone's been killed! I think I'm gonna be sick.
The hell? Are you alright?
No! I just stepped in a dead man's
Oh
blood.
god, is that the...
And I think one of the flies landed on my mouth. If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot
Whoa,
shower.
whoa, what?
The body's in the first apartment on the right. So much blood.
How much? Okay, that's fishy. Why is he just like... Did he do it? Or is it gonna be the guy we are looking for? That seems extremely like convenient. Oh, there's a body there, I'm just gonna go see ya.
Whatever you do, don't mention Crossball to Kaiser. You'll never hear the end of it.
You know, I haven't seen him in a while.
If you've gotten stuck in an hour-long rant about mostly colonists, you'd be thankful.
Who are you?
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person like that, huh?
I'm looking for Braxton, have you seen him?
Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry.
Been taking drugs. Relax, no one is in trouble. Just looking to have a friendly chat with him.
Oh, in that case, he told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick and he had some meds on hand. So maybe
He's been
look for
selling
him
drugs
there?
to people. So he's been stealing drugs at work, and his like employer, the lady we talked to earlier, thought that he was taking those drugs, but he's probably selling them since he has like a drug in his apartment looking through his stuff. That's all I need to know.
Poor fella. Hope he's okay. We should hurry, Captain.
There's nobody here though. I'm still looking for drugs. It has to be here. First floor, I guess.
Oh, sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
Victim.
What a gruesome way to die.
Little mug. No. And before someone comes in and thinks that I did it. There is a note on the table. Oh, examine. Several ragged outfits, all of the same cut and color, were stuffed into this suitcase. This betting slip lists some increasingly bold wagers made for a team called Mostly Colonists. It's from left field tossball betting. Investigate left field tossball betting. I wouldn't be surprised if we find the guy that was like, oh no, the body. He was working there or something. Search the house. It's outside now. It's here. Hills are in the same location. And we still have to eventually talk to this guy that the girl has a crush on. Hey, Abigail.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember.
Are you hitting
What
on
can
me?
Auntie Abigail do for you?
I've been asked to pick up caffeinoid as a supplement.
And what a helpful young man you are. Nothing like a little pill to liven up the spirits. Who's your lucky friend, dearie?
But we have to lie. Actually, the pills are for me.
I'm so sorry, but with the iconoclasts and the marauder filth chasing away what little trade we get, I'm afraid I have to reserve my supply for Stellar Bay residents. Our reserves have gotten so low, I've even had to start locking the supply room upstairs. Isn't it a shame what some people will do to get a little extra?
Yeah. What a shame. I can't believe someone would steal those things. Can't trust people these days.
Except for you. I can tell. You've got one of those faces.
Wink.
I'd make an exception for you if I could, my little cherub. Is there anyone else needing a special pickup from Auntie Abigail?
That's private.
Now, there's no keeping secrets from Auntie Abigail. I'll tease it out of you one way or another.
Okay, let's leave this
Also,
place.
I really do have to
ASAP.
enter someone's name for the allotment. After all, I have to keep track of where our little pills wander off to.
Bribe, persuade. Why don't you just write down my name as lots of bits? What the 3,000? I suppose that's reasonable.
Indeed. Now, how about you tell Auntie who this pickup's for?
I mean, can try. It's for Nyoka. She.
Oh, her.
She's not gonna give us.
It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
When can Nyoka get her next dose?
I'm afraid it'll be the better part of a month. Our dear Nyoka tends to exhaust her supply
I
rather
could just go there and
quickly.
steal it, so.
Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to help you, but there's not much I can do. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
But I can. Enough sweet talk, get me caffeinoid or you were gonna need a taste of your own medicine. Persuade, I thought you were in charge around here, Auntie. You sure ought to be.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers. And to keep an extra key to the supply room for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his.
Remind me, what supply room?
The one upstairs, where we store our medicines.
Where can I find this Dr. Williams?
In the town graveyard, I'm afraid. Poor man was always searching for the Flower of Enlightenment. On the way, he tried some rather daring substance combinations.
Okay. Where's the graveyard?
The graveyard's near the southern ruins. You're certainly welcome to pay our respects, but the bodies tend to attract beasties. Do be careful. I'd hate for anything to happen to you, dearie.
Guess I have to figure this out on my own.
Chin up,
Let's see if we can hack the computer or break into the room. Can open this. Employee login. Hack login Williams. Patient records. Oh, me? Standard. Liver damage. Likely the results of prolonged alcoholism. Attitude problems. Likely the results of prolonged alcoholism. Frequent social withdrawals. Likely the results of prolonged alcoholism. And we could just increase it for her. Aldar. Patient not found. Data storage. I had hypnotized that this combination might awake my mind and sense the greater realities around us. If that is true, then it seems my faculties were quite overwhelmed in this instance. Shortly after dosage, I experienced cold sweats, tremors, and mild paranoia. It is perhaps due to these latter effects that most of my notes from the episode are of little use. Nevertheless, the effects were most invigorating. I will have to attempt a milder dosage once heart palpitations subside. After my previous experiments, I theorized that deadening the external senses might allow the mind's eye to glimpse the eternal. Alas, I was only partially successful. The combination of substances quite quickly rendered me both blind and feeble, so much so that I soon fell into a stupor. I awoke some hours later in a pile of my own sick and a most curious craving for Hilaritos. Pile empty. So he probably tried this and triple dosage and he died, right? And before we increase her dosage, we can just break in.
Keep quiet, Captain.
And we can do this to create an account. I recommended. Oh. I thought we could get even more, but I guess we just... They're out of those POs now that I stole them. We can get to long guns to 80. Nice. 5 points. What do we do now? So we are reaching limits right now here. We could go with lie and intimidation to 50. Because like I couldn't lie, I had some lying skill checks that were at 50. We could go like 3 times here, just to make sure every dialogue option is at 50. Hacking, lockpicking, they are quite high. Medicine. It kind of sucks those are both at 50 and just wasting points adding to those. But I have nothing that would add to my medicine, so eventually I'm gonna probably have some skill checks where they expect me to have more knowledge in medicine. We could slowly get the inspiration up too. I might start pushing up persuasion still. Even more. Sneak, crouch move speed, but that's at 60, so. I wonder if 100 is max. I think 100 is max, so we're not gonna even need gear to increase our skill of long guns. But for now we can stop adding points in this since we are already at 92 and we got the 80 expert perk. I'm not sure what I should be adding points in right now. No, plasma damage, shock damage, those are always nice, so maybe science. Corrosion damage and ray damage 25%. Like getting this to 60 would be really nice when we start using more science weapons. I think I'm gonna get science to 60 maybe. So we got the pills for her. There's still... You can search the body. It's like outside. I still didn't even leave this town. We've been doing so much in here. Search for clues, that's gonna be outside too. Oh, this is here next to me. Constable, it's locked. What's this? A lab? Sorts. Gonna stop stealing like all the kinds of food. Just useless weight. Take this, I don't think I ever had that one. Huh?
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell
Shit.
me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No.
We could
Facial
use
age moments.
Felix here. Damn it, why am I even like... Oh, look, live 55. Recognize me? Oh, shit. Yeah, Felix would be useful in those situations. Maybe he would say something and we are walking around with the fucking vicar that I hate. I'm not here. I don't want to be like rude. They're all pretty great.
Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's static on account of the frequency being clogged up, but sometimes it's tossball. So, what can I do for you?
You said you were having trouble receiving the Tossball game transmissions?
Graham's always filling the airwaves with his propaganda, like it's done him any good. All it means is the tossball games get to us in fragments. Makes them real hard to watch.
I can't do anything about it, sadly. I found this betting slip in a dead man's apartment. Any idea what might have happened to him?
Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth.
What do his teeth have to do with anything?
They were pretty distinct. Monarch doesn't exactly have a thriving dental industry, and Isaac seemed to get stuck in all sorts of bad habits, dietary and otherwise. Sometimes he'd drink purpleberry punch by the liter, other times he'd keep betting on a losing team. Started owing the wrong people money.
Oh. So who did he owe?
I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around.
Elijah.
They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
Okay. Thanks for the tip.
Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
Okay, I can help with that. I should probably... I kinda want to take someone else than Vicar with me, but like, once we leave the town, his like main quest is somewhere out there. That's why I even took him with me. Usually I walk around with different people. Let's do this real quick. We can like change and get the Vicar later if we want to do that quest. So far he's been just annoying. You stay. Oh, I kinda wish... Well, this is my main combo right now, Felix and Parvari, but... I kinda want to like... know Ellie a little better, but... Seems like a lot of people talk about tossball here and all that stuff in this town, so... Felix is gonna be... I like Felix and he's gonna be useful here. In the last conversation he would probably talk about the sport and stuff with that lady. What the... They jumped down?
You ever think about what goes on in a marauder's head?
No, they're crazy.
But they still manage to feed themselves, dress themselves, work together.
Wrap Musk and Canadize, right here.
Oh, that's Sebastian.
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? Or maybe some canid toenails? You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts?
I don't know if that's a compliment or... Why would you want any of that?
I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something.
Mr. Pickett? Franklin Pickett from Edgewater?
That's him. He'd been here years, but he always talked about going back to Edgewater one day.
Huh. We have to visit him then. I don't know who that is. Parvari, do you know who's he talking about?
Sure. Mr. Pickett used to run the community center outside Edgewater. He had this grand idea to make it a museum for halcyon life. As my dad told it, Mr. Pickett was always going on about getting a manta queen for the last display. He left the Vale, gosh, years ago.
We found that display.
He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Manta queens, especially.
Maybe you can help? him achieve the dream and get that Mantiqueen. Have you seen a Mantiqueen?
Sure, they're real big. Hard to miss them.
Sounds like this might be the Deathclaw of this game. Where have you seen a Mantiqueen?
Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett, but I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him.
Where is it?
Captain, can we look for him?
Yep.
I'd feel awful if somebody from home was in trouble and we didn't do nothing.
Tell you what, I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him.
I will.
Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
Sure.
All right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins.
We have
Last
to go to
Mantiqueen I
abandoned
saw
ruins.
was in the wilds out that-a ways. Could be Mr. Pickett still out there too.
About Mr. Pickett. Let's talk about Celia.
Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days, but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff.
She likes you.
Nice of you to say. I like her too.
No, I mean, she really likes you.
And I gotta admire anyone with her passion for canid hides. But you don't have to butter me up.
You idiot, I'm trying to tell you she wants to date you. Well, since you've got so much in common, maybe you should let her take you out?
Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote? Smoot?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady.
Oh my god,
Always
this guy.
talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues.
Don't take my word for it. Spend some time with her. I promise she won't ask for a discount.
You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
Nice.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well, but we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
It's empty? That's weird. Oh, well, it's happening to you. Let's do a hard save. She doesn't look like she's doing well.
Sir, please, I need your help. I can pay. Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature.
Oh.
Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a Raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
Is she talking about like a dog? Your child is missing? Where did you last see him?
Oh, I just knew you were a good person. Agnes, I said, this is the man to save your little Tucky. And I was right.
It's gonna be like a robot or
He
something.
ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the Raptidons, Mantisaurs, and Marauders, the toxic sulfur pools and poisonous glands, but he didn't listen.
Doesn't seem like a... Just talking about
Oh,
a child.
Oh, Captain. A youngster won't last long in a place like this. Please, can't we help?
Please, won't you go and find my boy?
Why would he run away?
He's been pining for an adventure. Says he's tired of living cooped up behind the walls. But he doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A Raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know one's ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his sweet little fingers. He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me.
Where would he have gone?
He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out.
Oh,
I
he
begged
joined
Aldar
them.
to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boys run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a Manta Queen hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already.
Where is Amber Heights?
That old settlement, southwest of Stellar Bay.
Southwest.
I don't know which is worse, the thought of my son shacking up with the nutty iconoclasts, or that he never made it. Sprats could be nesting in his rotting body
Oh my
alongside
God,
the road
this
as we
lady.
speak. Or maybe marauders got him, pulled all his teeth out, crushed him into their drugs, and made him snort them.
What
Oh,
the-
the things that could happen to my sweet
Jesus.
baby.
I'll help you find your son.
Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. I'm sure he made it that far. I just know it. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouth. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
Hey, what up?
Who the fuck are you? This ain't your alley.
Berta, Doug, Elijah.
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley.
Not anymore.
Berta already pissed by those crates to market.
Oh, he has the same hat the other guy did. That... Oh yeah, he had to be one of them then. He had the same hat and he was like, oh, someone got killed. I know you murdered Isaac.
Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business.
Shit, see, like, we need to work on our dialogue skills. I have 50 lie and intimidation. Now it's 55. I found your toast ball stick. This is all gonna catch up with you, Elijah.
How? That was supposed to go out with the next batch of salt tuna. What are you suggesting, pal?
Where did I intimidate? You've bullied people long enough. If you know what's good for you, you'll clear out and never come back.
Wow. Most of the pencil pushers around here cave as soon as you look at them funny. Fine, we're going. This ain't worth it.
Okay, apparently they are leaving. Flamethrower. Yoink. Okay. Do we... Oh yeah, we have to talk to that lady.
So here's the thing about
Talk to her
tossball.
too.
Tossball is played from the heart.
Okay, I'm with you so far. Play from the heart. Easy.
There are other schools of thought. Some say you gotta use your head to play tossball. Those people have concussions.
Oh, gosh. That sounds, really dangerous.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
Tossball's a celebration of danger.
Favorite group to be with
the hacker.
so far.
The hacker's job is to trample right through the enemy's defense. Best hacker in the league's fella by the name of Take It Easy Tatum. 59 injuries to his name in 3 non-consecutive seasons.
Why do they call him Take It Easy Tatum?
Oh, that's what the mediators used to shout out every time he'd go into a bloodthirsty frenzy.
Workbench discovered. I was here before, but... Hey.
Now, if we were like the other corporations, you wouldn't be allowed to run around dressed like one of Graham's minions. But we're better than that. See?
What do you
Anyway,
mean?
what can I do for you?
My clothes is fine. Isaac Rose is dead. I found the people who killed him.
But that's terrible. What happened?
It was Elijah and his hooligan friends. I ran them out of town.
I'm glad to hear you've dealt with them. They've been causing quite a bit of trouble around town. I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them eventually.
Sure. Of course you would have.
Of course I would have. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
Nice. Can we talk to you?
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say?
I did. He said he will go on a date with you.
Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia? I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on?
He likes you, Celia. Just don't ask for him for any discounts.
Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon tongue, it'll be too soon. Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow, thank you.
Anyhow. We got this done. This is outside. Be outside somewhere here too. Catherine and Fallbrook. Apparently that's outside too. We can search the body, that's optional, but whatever, let's go to her.
Ah, the charmer. Welcome back. Drink, chat, or business? All of the above?
I've got your magical pills. These things are dangerous, you know.
More or less dangerous than a steady supply of alcohol.
2.5K.
Give it here. Whew, that hits the spot. Right in the, oh, no, there it is. There it is. Yes.
Look at her eyes.
We're in business. Let's go.
Glad to have you.
Great. Where to?
Let's find the information broker.
Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that man in an age. He's running the giant radio tower we lovingly call Devil's Peak. We'll be going south and west, mostly along the road till we're past Fallbrook. Out there, there's a western slope that'll lead us through some fun. You like hunting, right? That's fun. If you're more of a spelunker, Rotting River will take you into the mountain caverns. We can discuss options when we get closer. That said, 3's already a crowd.
So she's a
I don't mind
companion.
waiting somewhere until you got a spot open.
Felix, wait on the ship. I guess.
A real big game hunter. You gotta give me some pointers.
So you keep Monarch safe, huh? That's real honorable work, Miss Nilka.
Oh, no. Monarch ain't safe, even with me around. I've just got intimate knowledge of its dangers and an abundance of fortitude. Folks hire me because I know what you can shoot and what you ought to run from. That's a mistake you only get to make once.
Let's see her skills and stats. So we have a drunk on our team. Oh shit. Whoa! She immediately comes with a light machine gun dealing plasma damage. Okay, like that. God damn. So lie. That's actually good. Radius of footstep sounds. Damage to creatures. Oh, only she does the extra damage to creatures. I thought that was gonna be for me too, but that would be kinda OP. I guess we could go all the way up. Barrage. Personally modified LMG to deal damage to her target and set enemies near it ablaze. Armor rating burn. Oh my god. Lie sneak medical. Pretty good. Okay. Save. Kinda like her. We'll see about her personality. See, like, it's a good problem to have, but sucks that I have to
What was
choose
it like
from
in Edgewater?
people I
hear
want to
you
travel
workers
with.
were on the clock every available moment.
We always got 8 hours a day for sleeping. Just not always consecutive.
My condolences. I appreciate consistent wages like any other sane person, but that still sounds awful. At least Sanjar gives his folks weekends.
Weekends?
Weekends?
Hands of the Void. I used to drop by the bar in Stellar Bay to knock a few back with the folks who had Saturdays off.
Don't know what I'd have done with that much time. I was always behind schedule anyhow.
Knowing you, you'd sit and be alone with your thoughts.
Kinda like her.
Well, well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. But you don't look like one of Catherine's. What can I get you?
Oh, she's just a trader.
If you don't see it, I don't got it. Don't go asking for the special reserve.
Oh, she has stuff that's blocked. MSI plasma rifle. Oh, so they have like special ones. MSI shotgun. Have special stuff here. Look at this, Cabe build style A, long guns. Weapons. So the MSI. Oh, look at this, plasma rifle 2.0. They have MSI weapons, but they are blocked for now. Sell the flamethrower. Crossbow blocker. Isn't that the... Shows like... it says level 3. That was the... like acid one the guy gave me. Why is it... I'm not gonna sell it because I don't even get much cash for it. Why is it not showing the plasma mod? Oh, physical armor rating 5. We got another one of those. I'm not gonna sell mods. Probably got some heavy food again that we can sell. Did we? Just gonna sell a lot of food because it's always like couple kilos that we could use. It's crazy that I'm not even using any of those items. For a while I was using the mind boosts, but I don't need them anymore. Oh, that's adrenal time. Movement speed. But you have adrenal time crash, all attributes -1, yeah, walk speed -10. Pills? I guess we can keep the pills because I think I'm using them. Yeah, we are using pills. That. Okay. Save, and we are leaving the town. With so many quests. Let's go. Look at this. I've been streaming for 1 hour, 40 minutes. Almost 2 hours. Well, yesterday we probably spent more than 20 minutes or around 20 minutes in this town. So I spent 2 hours just in the town without even fighting anyone. That's how you know the game is super good and the dialogue is not boring at all. The characters are great.
Hey, Cap. Got a minute?
Sure.
Hey, got a favor to ask you. Figure
What's
while
up?
we're out here in the wilderness anyhow, we might stop in on an old friend of mine. Preferably before we get to Hiram's. It's on the way, don't worry. You don't seem the type to run off and get yourself killed, and I could use the help.
Okay. Thanks for the compliment, I think.
I'll be upfront with you. I hate asking for help. I hate it. Every time I give someone the opportunity to disappoint me, they seem to make it their most immediate goal. But this, what I'm thinking, it's dangerous.
What kind of danger are we talking about here?
Nothing we can't handle.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I used to run with a band of hunters. Friends. 6 of us. We were on Monarch when the corporations pulled out, and we helped a lot of people pick up the pieces. I haven't seen 2 of them in years, and the rest I know to be dead. I'd like to gather their effects and bury them all in the same places, like the family we once were.
How do you know they're dead?
I saw it happen. Hell, one of them was in my arms at the time. His name was Hayes, and he's our first stop. I buried him a ways from our encampment. I'll show you where he rests. He had a medallion in his effects. That's what I'll bring home to Barry.
Okay. And after that?
Then we find my 2 lost trackers and bring them home. A long time ago, we built an encampment in one of Monarch's cave systems. Trouble is, a Mantiqueen showed up and kicked us all out.
Oh.
If we can find Rebecca and Anders, they'll know how to lure her out. Then, we kill the bitch and bury everyone's medallions together.
Okay. Sounds fun, let's go.
Thanks, Cap.
There has to be something here. Oh. Oh. There was something there. Let's see them up. See again. The fact that we can't just mark everything, kinda annoying. We have something here. Search for clues, weapons of the void. Here. Family matter. Even closer. Secret people next to us. There. That's next to us too. Empty man, that's there too. This one is the closest one. Head that way.
Good old Stellar Bay. Only place on the planet that don't stink of sulfur. On account of it stinking like fish instead. Right. Here's the road. Follow it south.
that sniper is kinda slow. I was actually expecting something better. That was the first time I used my new sniper rifle. Oh, we have to... stop picking up this. Add to junk, oh. I like the ambient music. Yeah, when we loot those we have to watch out and not pick up the meat. Shit, they don't get one shot, that's the problem here.
Together.
Damage is nice. It's just that...
Like wrapped among the rocks.
Holy shit, why is sensitivity sometimes so low? It like changed on me for no reason. Everything. Fuck this. Lockpick, I mean. Yoink. Grab everything. Fuck. I'm just used to picking up everything and... Oh. This looks exactly like Vicar's place back in Edgewater. Oh, sorry. Book. A nice hat. Look at this. Leadership skills persuade. Oh, we can wear it in town. A nice hat. Simple, classic, time-honored. The top hat. The most venerable of all headwear. Now available from Josier. A cool thing to have. It weighs 0 too. Look at this. Leadership skills and persuade +7. We have to remember that to wear that in town when we talk to people. I mean, so far, not even a single time we got hit in the... I don't know if this head armor just counts as... Yeah, probably, yeah. It counts as full armor. That's kind of shitty. But like, they don't... It's not just head armor, it's full armor value here. Because so far no one like hit us in the head. It's still mint condition. And this is a pristine item, so... Still 100% since the moment I equipped it. Nice hat, I like that. A cool item. Have to definitely wear that in town. When we are not fighting anything. I love it that there's always some hidden loot around. You're never disappointed when you go out of your way to check some places. Interesting, so people were living here and like, you know... Now all the colossus.
Let's go! Feels like the old bits outside of Edgewater. Used up, unneeded, Left to settle into ruin.
Don't bother knocking on any doors. If anyone's inside, they're liable to respond with gunfire.
Level up. So I guess we are going with some... I went with science here. We could add 8 points in science and get this now. But I kinda want to raise my... Well, persuasion we have even more now that we have the top hat. But lie and intimidate. Well, our lie actually is at 72 and we couldn't do lie 55. Is it a bug? Definitely when we have the skill checks, we should be able to... When we go for skill checks, we should be able to like use the value on the right, I think. The value on the left only counts for the base skills. That's kind of weird. I couldn't lie, or maybe that was intimidation. Maybe that was intimidation. I'm gonna go to 60 science, so we unlock this, and get 2 points in intimidation. Because it's the lowest out of all of those. Those we have clothes and companions that help us with. Another perk. Vendor buy price. Dialogue skills. Oh, no companions in your party. Carrying capacity is nice. Consumable weight. That would be way better if I had to actually use a lot of those on Supernova. Health restored per kill is nice. Science weapon damage. I don't know if that's gonna be useful or not. We don't really use science weapons. I feel like I should get the health per kill and the weight from companions. So I'm gonna get the weight first, then we can get health per kill in 2 levels. We have 170. Let's see if I'm gonna get to 210 or 250 with companions. 250 for 2. Oh, holy shit! Look at the. Okay. Now we don't care about the weight at all. Nice. So it gave us per companion, not for having companion in general. Let's go in. There's something or someone in here. Okay, that was weird. I couldn't see it, but I was picking up. Transition? Okay, that's the first time ever. What quest am I on? That's the first time ever we have to transition to like a residence. It's not just open doors. Kinda, there has to be something special here. Oh, this has to be like an entrance to huge facility or something.
A visitor? What an
Kinda scared me.
unexpected surprise! Please, come in. Come in.
I'm getting real bad fight or flight right now. Watch your step.
Yeah.
People ain't this friendly outside city walls.
The Edgewater deserters were perfectly nice, and they lived outside the city walls. Well, maybe not Adelaide, but everyone else.
That's the spirit. Now come in. Make yourselves comfortable.
Nah, I don't trust you at all. I'm looking for a man named Braxton. He supposedly came by here.
I'm afraid we don't get many visitors out here. The Raptidons and Marauders scare off all but the boldest. And if you've braved them, you must be exhausted. Why don't you stay for dinner?
Yeah, this guy is a cannibal. You're a cannibal. Are you sure you haven't seen Braxton? Like, yeah, they want to drag us or something. Yeah. Are you sure you haven't seen Braxton? I heard he was delivering medicine to you.
I'm sure I would remember something like that. Now, quit fretting yourself about that. Make yourself at home. Dinner's almost ready.
Yeah, I'm not
Something
eating
ain't
your
right about
shit.
this.
You must be famished.
Why did
So
it
are
kick
we,
me out
my
of
friend, but one can't rush a fine meal.
Why is the door locked? I didn't even... Why is the door locked?
Is it sticking again? I'm afraid nothing out here works the way it used to.
Didn't even check the door yet.
There's a bit of a trick to jimmying it open. I'll see to it once we've finished dinner.
Yeah, okay.
I do appreciate your patience. I'd hate to serve
I
company
didn't agree
with
to eat
anything
though.
but the best,
I hope it's
though.
not gonna force me. No.
Oh, hello there.
They all
You
have
come
them
for
monobrow.
dinner?
Actually, I'm looking for a man named Braxton.
Sorry, I'm not real good with names.
They all have the same eyes and eyebrows. Something wrong?
It just gets hard to remember things. I recall moments, feelings, but the details slip.
I felt like that after my dad passed. Walked around in a haze for weeks. I'm sorry you're feeling that way too.
Other times it's like there's fog. Sorry, have we talked about this before?
God. Maybe I can help you.
That's nice of you. I usually feel better after I eat. Mama said dinner's almost ready, huh?
She's feeding them something.
What a pleasant surprise. And just when I was beginning to fear we'd seen the last of good company for a spell. Yet the Eternal provides, does it not?
If you are so eager for company, why live all the way out here?
The Eternal does not desire that we huddle and hide, crowded in by walls. We all share the spark of the divine, and we were
Okay.
made to spread it across the stars.
That's some cool shit.
Out here, we are free. And even apart from society, the universe provides
She has the
for
same
us,
eyebrows
as your
they
being
have.
here proves.
What do you mean by that?
Just that your presence here is a gift to us, and one that we don't take for granted. Look at me, prattling on as if this gravy is going to cook itself. Why don't you run along until we are ready for dinner?
I'm just gonna... Oh, hello. Okay, I can pick this lock. Whoa, that's trippy. What the... Jesus.
Hey, what are you doing in my room?
Sorry, I was just looking around.
Liar! You're trying to steal the last of my rocket candies, aren't you?
No. The rocket candies?
The ones that come in a bottle with a rocket ship on it. Like the other man used to bring.
What other man?
I'm not telling you.
Calm down, I'm going now. Sunrise. Hunger. Can go even higher? Shit, she's like standing next to the locked door now. Another locked door here. She didn't disappear. It wasn't scripted. She just moved, but that was so creepy. That was like horror movie stuff, right? Look at this blood. Yeah, her like disappearing on me. It was spooky. And there we go.
No.
They sulfur-sodden assholes. Ain't enough that the raps eat everyone? Now people are doing it too?
Supper time. Braxton Hexed work ID. If lost, please return. That's him. Told you they're cannibals. Immediately know it. I want to see the other room. Oh, we can kill them anyway. I feel kinda bad for the like the.
And we're stalking.
Oh. Goes out. So we can just sneak up in here without talking to them. Oh. That seems bleed and it has both bleed and poison. Don't play with your food. Look at this 340 DPS? A high level pro toss ball blocker. I could upgrade it and give it to one of my companions. Assault Rifle Ultra. Level 20. Look at this. Heavy ammo. That's a one that does more damage. Yeah, this does more damage but has less ammo in the mag. It does stagger too. We could upgrade this one. Yeah, we're gonna keep this one too. So we keep all of that. For sure. Level 20, so upgrading it is gonna be cheap. And right now we can like upgrade multiple times probably, now that we are level 18. It can only be like, we can probably upgrade it 3 times to 23. I think the weapons can only be like 5 levels above your base level.
But what's this? You're tracking blood into the kitchen.
Oh shit.
Oh dear. You've been nosy, haven't you?
You can probably sneak out by hacking the other door. Well, I feel bad for the other people that are not that smart in this room. I don't know if they're gonna attack me or not. They're probably all gonna attack me. I feel bad for the guy I talked to and the girl kinda too that was asking about candy. But they seem to be like dragged by that mother. This guy is like in the others. Like he probably knows, the mother knows that those guys seem, the other two seem kinda stupid and they're like dragged or something. The murdering cannibal accusing me of being noisy.
Quickly, my dear, he's getting agitated. We can't let the meat spoil.
Oh.
Don't worry. We'll make this quick.
Still alive? Oh, she actually fucked me up.
How many others do you suppose they killed?
Rib stout. No alcohol. That was a mess. That was a smaller room and I didn't want to shoot my companions. Look at this. Self-playing piano. Nice, nice touch. I told you. I wonder if we could have... Oh, I guess if you don't want to fight them, then you can sneak out. But I wonder if you can like tell someone and they're gonna come for them? Probably not. You can just either kill them or just escape and tell someone that they ate him, but that they are still there. Yeah, I immediately knew they're cannibals. Like the moment the guy started talking to me, his voice and face, I was like, yeah, I want to like do some weird stuff to me. There's another one very close to me. That's a lot of explosives, like we could be kiting something. But I think it's just more of those. Yeah, Colossus.
Down they go!
Shit, it exploded. I was hoping I could save it.
Here we go!
Building key. Nice, they are dropping more hide now than meat. Good. Don't want meat. Too heavy. Shit, that acid they spit. You definitely have to avoid it on Supernova. It slows you down and it keeps ticking. Nice workbench. Anything we want to break down? I don't think so. Everything's worth more money now, we don't need parts, so... I'm gonna wait with modding and stuff because I don't have anything, everything on myself right now. And here, nothing. Lots of loot. To read the notes in this computer. Reviews. Sandra has a bad habit. Bold with his name. Of padding his reports with numbers and statistics. Not very good with slogans, jingles, and or taglines. Presentations tend to be dry and lacking in emotional appeal and funny references. Sanjar also displays are noted tendency to complete work rather than delegating it, a trend unbecoming in upper management. All in all, Sanjar work habits suggest a preoccupation with details and a startling lack of vision. We cannot recommend him for further advancement. Needs improvement in the following areas: interpersonal communication, brevity, delegation, idea generation. God. Brian Graham. Restricted file. Fuck. Graham's understanding of product messaging and branding is impressive, especially for a relatively low-level editor, has a knack for memorable slogans and taglines. However, Graham has issues with brevity and shows a consistent disregard for prescribed fonts and formats. Some of his work has been flagged for subversive undertones. Recommend further supervision. Erickson Dora. Dora shows a real knack for brief but compelling presentations supported by catchy slogans. Her delegation skills are also top-notch. She can build a lengthy meeting around any topic and emerge with plenty of work assigned. Recommend from promo. Delete all? Oh, he wanted this deleted. I mean, it wasn't like anything saying about him being a bad guy that he was trying to hide. I just didn't want people to know that he wasn't going to get promoted. But I wonder what happened to that girl. Unless he like did something to her to get promoted. And I guess the Graham was next in line. He was the last one to be picked. So.
Hello? Hello? I hear boots out there. Wait, can rats wear boots?
It's not like a Raptidon. I'm kinda curious to hear that.
Get away!
I'm just messing with you. Who's in there?
Oh, thank the Eternal. I'm Huxley. Hux if you're lazy. I'm stuck. My friends and I were scavenging here, and a Meta Queen showed up. Then Raptidon, who's a void-blasted mess. I ran in here, and now the door's locked. Little help?
You got locked in? How?
It's easier than it sounds, alright? Next time you get chased by Raptidons, you let me know the rationality of your decisions.
Well, I need to get in that room.
Phew. Thanks, mister. My buddy had a key, but I ain't heard him in a while. He locked me in here and took off. Probably got munched. So look for a dead guy, I guess. Or a rat. Maybe it's in a rat belly. Gross.
Seeing as you're trapped, you might as well answer a few things for me.
Sure. Beats not answering questions.
Who are you?
Huxley. I'm an iconoclast runner. The iconoclast runner. Fastest we've got. Ain't a Raptidon on this void-forsaken hellhole that can catch me. I'm sorry. Put me in a tiny room like this and I'm liable to flip. Not keen on tight spaces, you know?
Okay. I'm looking for a Bolt 52 and lying around.
Probably. I don't know. When I try to read things, my mind gets to wandering about all the things I could be doing instead.
So get locked in closets often?
My buddy locked me in here. I told you that. It was for my safekeeping, on account of Raptidons wanting to munch on my head. But, I mean, okay, yes, fine. I get myself into sticky situations. It's just part of life, alright? Sometimes you gotta hide in a trash can so you don't get eaten by monsters.
Wait, really? I wasn't serious.
Oh, neither was I. Who'd hide in a trash can? Gross.
Yeah, right. Who would do that? Tell me about iconoclasts.
Oh, that'd be my people. Graham and Zora and Milton and...
So she's with them.
I really miss them. You gonna let me me out of here? I want to get back to Amber Heights.
Oh, we're gonna get on their good side by helping her. Right, back to the door.
Get me out of here!
I think I found it.
Oh, much obliged.
Ah, phew. Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die. Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Heights.
Still landing yourself in trouble, eh, Hux?
Oh, they know each other.
Oh, hi, Nyoka. You mind giving me an escort back home? Oh, you're traveling with someone. Never mind.
Attack, with the trouble you caused me, you're dying here. Normally when you help someone, they give you something for the trouble.
What? I ain't got nothing on me. How's about a heaping helping of appreciation and respect?
Lie, by being saved by me, you entered into a non-negotiable contract. You now owe recompensation. Intimidate. Give me something or I'm stuffing you back in there. Persuade. I can't buy ammo with appreciation and respect. Oh, or let's persuade.
That's true. Okay, fine. Here.
Did I skip the rest of the dialogue by scrolling? I think I touched my scroll on my mouse. It was weird. Are you sure you're okay to travel?
Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy and... Hey, who's your identical, slightly blurry friend?
Okay. Fuck.
Thanks a lot, mister.
Nice. Got the cartridge. I should probably go to the iconoclasts and before we go and give this thing to the Sanjar and see what they have to say. Maybe they're gonna say something interesting about him and the town. Maybe he's like lying about them and they are not really like some bad people. Like after all, Graham was sending. Oh, they're saying that this jumped down. Yeah, that's so good. They are saying he's like spreading some propaganda through radio and shit, but so maybe just that lady on Groundbreaker received the message with the propaganda. But who knows? Maybe it's. Maybe maybe he isn't like a bad guy or anything. It's so strange. Thing that never happened before. There's more in there. God damn, son. Damn, she's good. What the? That was sick. We can go up the stairs there. Stellar Bay. Look at this. Well, there's gonna be the person in here that Vicar wanted to talk to. But I just dislike him so much, I don't really want to go back for him. I mean, we could fast travel back and forward, but At the same time, I'm kinda curious more about what the girl that lives here has to say about Graham. We can just get the stuff translated or whatever and then go back to the vicar. That's gonna work too. My god, this keeps just coming back. It's so annoying. Quest. I have multiple quests here, but guess when we enter we're gonna figure out
Whew.
how many there is.
Smells like those old Sundays when we'd unload salt tuna shipments at the cannery.
You'll get used to it. Give it 10 or 15 years.
Can't climb that. Let's go. MSI commanders. Wait, this is it the same town, just different exit? What the hell? I got bamboozled. Oh, this quest was marked and oh my god. Oh, I guess we cleared the road, but I thought this was the other town. Holy fuck. I don't want to be in here. Got bamboozled. Can we even fast travel? Like, we have no fast travel points at all. Oh, we can here. Can go in here. Oh, we finished some quests there anyway, so it wasn't worthless to go there, but still. I thought, yeah, we can just go around. Okay, so all the other quests are just south now. So we got this for him. Catherine and Falbrook. Brave. Left. Man is here. Biggest game. Okay, so the closest one is Family Matter.
You ever been off Monarch, Myoka? Before you met the captain, I mean.
Nah, I mostly just drank and hunted. Soon as you stop to dream of other things, that'll be the day something sneaks up and eats you.
Don't fret, I'm watching your back now. Anything tries to eat us, I'll give it a mighty whack on the nose.
Well, I'll be damned. You watch
Oh,
my
there's-
back, I'll watch yours.
Nice one!
Cover it! I see you there!
Everyone all right?
Nice. Fuck, I picked up meat again. Anti-rifle Ultra. Isn't that the same one I have? It's not upgraded. Assault Rifle Ultra. Have one already here, waiting for upgrades. Exactly the same one. We could actually start collecting those so we can give them to all my companions. be honest. That's gonna be an upgrade for them. Yeah, it's already an upgrade for her. Wait, how did I went back here? Better for her to use this. Oh, you didn't. Aggro? Oh, he was tough.
Nice work.
Didn't aggro before when we shot his friends, what? Slowly breaking this gun. It's not like I'm doing shit damage yet, but eventually you have to upgrade the other one and start using it. Guess let's go follow the road. I like her ult.
To shreds, you say? That's the last of them.
Shit, I picked up mid again. I like her. This is our new setup for now. It's cool because like it brings another thing for like replayability, that you have so many companions and they are so like well written and stuff. You can like always, with each playthrough you can pick 2 different companions to follow you around and hear them comment on stuff and all that. Always something extra. Very cool. It makes me a little sad that I'm missing out on, like, let's say Felix's dialogue right now, but it's good that, you know, next playthrough you can just use someone else follow you. Anything good to buy? Sell. Are we like in broken armor? So random. So junk, I guess. Junk weights a lot. Stealth skills, we already have the stealth on this one, so ranged weapon skills. Could keep it. The light armor, so oh, iconoclast's armor. That's what the cult or whatever that we're gonna meet wears. I wonder if it would be better. I could like wear this and the hat when I go to them. I'm gonna keep this set then. Wait for that to happen. We would get extra cash selling those items to like vendors, but yes. $69. Protoss ball stick. Protoss ball blocker. That's way better actually. Does less damage, but it probably swings faster. Yeah, this is a 2-hand. Guess so. Keep the pistol. Oh, that's a lot of them. We can use some of the machine gun now. burn them all. And stun them all now. Good fuck. Damn, they have good ults. The AoE. Can it meet? Probably. Waits a lot to sell it immediately. Oh, is that junk? Oh, that counts as junk. It's Spacer's choice. Fish sticks. Riot control armor, plasma carabine. Oh, that's the super bulky armor found before. That's a skill. Is that there? Sealed. Look at this. Oh, so we have like a sealed place here. Interesting. I was expecting like an entrance to town or something. Maybe you can open it from other side. Let's go off-road. Look at this. Flamethrower. Ammo. Raptidon meat. Nothing in the bins. No one was camping here. You can probably get poisoned or something, like it's probably acid in those little pools. Oh. For them.
Threads, you say? Here goes nothing. Let me go.
Everyone all right?
Oh, she got knocked. Look, I would be so pissed if I was playing. A flaw, Spacer's choice found a flaw in your drug addiction. Taking as many drugs as you have has turned to an addiction, making you suffer withdrawals if you go too long without another hit. Drug addiction withdrawal, dexterity what the? Oh shit, no, hell no. Temper. No. Those flaws are so terrible, they are not worth it at all. Fact. They're so not worth it. I mean, I could just keep dragging myself, because I guess the killing items are considered drugs, because I just... Well, actually I am using more than that, yeah. Metalysis gel and frustration pill. Never mind. Always emergency medical inhaler. So annoying. This Monarch. I feel like for those robotic guys, plasma is not that good. That's why this robot takes so much damage, and like probably machine gun would shred through him. Crossroads discovered. So is this where we are going to talk to those people? Because I can definitely change my clothes. Family matter. Iconoclasts, yeah. Put this on, I guess. I wonder if they're gonna be more friendly to me if I wear one of their armors. And let's wear the leadership and persuasion hat. Hello, fellow iconoclasts. I come in peace. Your friend. What up? The companion told me to like bury her friends before doing something, but I think it was about the mantis, not...
Well, hello, and welcome to the home of the iconoclasts. I'm Rose. Please take a pamphlet.
Okay,
In it, you'll find
nice,
everything
but...
you need to know about Graham, his philosophist truths, and the iconoclast way. He wrote it himself, you know. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting we're out of pamphlets. Gosh, blast it.
So they seem like a cult, but let's see if they are actually like okay, or who are the iconoclasts? You're offering me a pamphlet you don't have?
Why, we're the only free people in Halcyon. No corporations, no shackles, no problems.
Okay. No problems? What about Raptidons or Marauders?
Oh, those are just hurdles. We deal with them as they come. You're welcome to stay with us, so long as you can earn your keep.
One big happy family, huh?
That's a nice way to think about it. Graham would be our father. I suppose Zora might make a good mother if the two of them could stop arguing. You can think of those two as our leaders, but they're more like examples. We all ought to be more like them.
Tell me about Graham.
Why, he's our founder. Graham taught us about philosophism. Through him, we came to the eternal truth. I'm glad you're asking, by the way. I hope you'll consider staying.
Tell me about Zora.
Well, she's been with us since the beginning. I think she was our sawbones back then, but now she's more like our commander. She goes and finds people in the wilderness and gets them to come here. And she keeps us from being chewed on and whatnot. She's liable to take your head off if you screw up, but then she'll sew it back on for you.
Sounds nice. Where can I find them?
Graham's place is in the large building straight back. Zora's sometimes there talking with him, but usually she's in the triage clinic next door.
Why are you here and not in Stellar Bay?
Oh, Graham settled here a long time ago. Shoot, I wish I had a pamphlet to give you. It's all in there. I wasn't around back then, but they say a lot of the old MSI corporate folks died here. He calls it a spiritual metaphor, something about rising from the ashes.
Got it. Hey, before I go, I'm looking for Tucker. Have you seen him?
The new boy! Yes, he's quite clever. He took to our teachings very quickly. Last I saw him, he was headed into one of the buildings up the hill.
Okay. Examine. Request list. Force melting bright gel. Bronson.
Welcome to the Emporium. I'm Bronson.
He's a trader. I'm Aldar. You run a store out here?
It ain't really a store. Think of me more like a quartermaster, and a chef, and a handyman, and whatever else we need.
A quartermaster for the iconoclasts?
We gotta eat. Eating means hunting. Hunting means armaments. We used to let people take what they will, but then some idiot shot some other idiot over cards. So Zora set up a system. You fuck up, you don't get to buy gear. You play nice, you do.
Seem nice so far. I didn't talk to leaders yet, but it's always like this in this game, that people in the town are nice and then you come talk to the leaders and they might have some other plans that are not that good. Anything you need help with?
Yeah, plenty. If you're the type to fix a thing or two, I've got a couple reports I need to follow up on.
I can fix things.
The pipes up on Milton's house burst. Someone needs to shut them off. Then there are the cables outside the bar. A sprat chewed through them, and now they're spitting lightning. Then there's the old guardhouse, outside town on the way to the old Bayside Terrace. Someone needs to reset the comms breaker there.
Simple enough. I'll let you know what I'm done when they are done.
I ought to tell you, most of these systems are routed through one of our terminals. You might be able to handle some of them remotely if you know your way around a computer.
Hell yeah, I
We
can.
sent Milton out to check on the comms tower a while ago. Ain't heard back. I'd wager he got 8.
Where is this terminal?
Up the hill. It's right on the cliff's edge.
Okay, thanks.
Get a whiff of that sweet sulfur air.
Sweet sulfur air. I like how there is a vending machine next to the guy that sells stuff. Another plasma launcher. Oh, they sell those. Inferno scythes. They were showing this weapon in like all of those Italy gameplays before the game came out, I remember. It looks sick for sure. If you do like a melee build, that would be cool to use. Death itself will be jealous of anyone who wields the Inferno Scythe. It literally drips death. Termination armor. Yeah, we talked to
I ought to mention, the Iconoclasts are loyal folk. Treat them right, they'll do the same. Turn on them, they'll open fire without a second thought.
Everybody here looks wore out. Is it just me?
Move along.
Ugh, my stomach. You meditate today? If not, you should.
Might be we could melt this. I don't have time.
Hope Zora sends me on next.
Marked magazine. In this copy of Descendant Hunter, the hero braves the dangerous hellhole that is Monarch. Numerous edits are scratched into the text, and a number of villainous dissidents have had mustaches and hats drawn onto them. This is Huxley's terminal. Stay out, that means you. Oh, we met Huxley, that's the one I... Oh, repelled the terminal storage device, so... Your diary first. Ground taught me how to meditate today. You close your eyes and you breathe in real deep and try not to cough. Then you just listen to yourself. You know how sometimes you'll be hiding from a mantiquine and you're trying to be quiet so you can focus real hard on your breathing and you can hear your heartbeat and you think, how can this mantiquine not ever hear me? And all of a sudden you have to sneeze and it reminds you of that time when you were coming back with a delivery and as you were putting it on Zora's table you sneezed and it slipped and a bunch of things broke. Meditating is like that, only you're supposed to think of these things on purpose. Graham calls it, I don't remember what he calls it, wreck or something. He says it's your own eternal truth bubbling up to the surface, and the things in you remember are what you're supposed to focus on and try and improve. When we meditate, I mostly remember that standing on rocks hurts. Maybe I'm supposed to toughen up my tailbone. The Graham doesn't seem like a bad person so far. Zara's really smart, but you know what? Sometimes she can be such a bitch. I was supposed to get some info for her from Cascadia, but I couldn't find a way over without going through Marauders, so I gave up and stopped at Fallbrook to pick up some supplies instead. While I was there, Custody dropped in for a few games of Whist. She's so cool, she's always playing games there. When I lose bits, I get really upset. I don't have much, so losing what I how it hurts, you know. But Chastity can drop thousands on a single game and she's fine. Well, sometimes she drinks and a bit and slams the table and storms out, but still, mostly she's cool about it, and I admire that. Anyway, when I got back, Zora yelled at me because I was a little late. Something about medicine not getting here fast enough. Sigh. Graham just said to try not to lose track of time on my next run, and I promised I wouldn't. I would. See, that's how you teach someone. Don't gotta yell and make them feel bad. Today Zora gave me permission to buy ammunition from Bronson. I don't think it will. I want to, but she said I should just in case. But guns are really loud. I'd rather just run away and then shoot one. Still, I'm kinda proud. Zora said I was like it was like a promotion for something I found in the wilderness. I think it's a code for a door, but I'm not sure why it's important. I can't even get near the place without getting attacked. I asked her about a promotion, what a promotion is, and she smiled in a really sad way and told me I shouldn't worry about it. This will be my last entry. Sorry, diary. You've been a very good listener, but our time has come to an end. This terminal was making a horrible beeping noise yesterday, and someone smashed it while I was out, and now I can't save more diaries. Milton can't fix it, and plus he says I should stop coming into his house to write when he's not around. Whoever smashed poor terminal, if you're reading this, sucks sulfur. Fix it for her. I have to look for her. Maybe she's gonna say something about that. Because like I helped her escape that room, so she should be back soon, or maybe she's already somewhere here. Bradford?
Ain't seen you before. You from one of the outer steads or what?
Oh, I didn't expect that voice. Outer steed, yeah, way off to the south. Independent freighter captain. I flew in.
Ain't you fancy? Well, I got 2 pieces of advice for surviving the dustbag, friend. 1, don't let the dust get in nothing private. It's like 10% spores by volume. You'll be yanking out fungus by the handful.
Yeah.
2, you can't actually keep the dust out. Always carry antifungals. Sprays work okay, creams are better. You got nothing else? Vodka.
Thanks for the advice. Graham's in charge, right?
In charge? Huh. We're iconoclasts. Every soul a sovereign power. We do for each other on account of it needing to be done. Not because some fancy-pants manager said to. Now, you want to rephrase that question, maybe ask who's respected hereabouts, I can give you a sensible answer.
Somebody's organizing things. You've got posted guards.
Every soul here knows to keep a weather eye out. Everyone's lost somebody to the wildlife. That didn't stop Miss Zora from picking a few souls and imposing a schedule. Be here then, leave there later. Downright un-icon... in-icon... Well, it ain't what we do. Take that on top of what happened on the northern expedition. She and Graham are exchanging harsher words than usual.
What makes Graham and Zora such a big deal?
When the monarchists wanted to settle down and play nice with the board, Graham was the one that took a stand. He's the reason we're here, breathing free air.
Oh.
Zora's our best sawbones. Nearly every soul here owes her their life. She's got funny ways, but they work.
Zora saved nearly everyone's life. Do you get into that much trouble?
Welcome to Monarch. The animals think you're tasty, the fungus thinks your lungs are a great place to plant spores. That ain't enough? Look at the sky. Olympus yanks this moon about like a drunk dancer. Storms to curl your hair and quakes to rattle your brain pan.
And you said Graham and Zora argue a lot?
Well, sure. It's on account of how we all work. No iconoclast makes another do as they say just because. You gotta convince them. That Graham and Zora argue all the time just says the process is working. Vigorous intellectual debate. You see?
Go around.
All I'm saying is it ain't worth it. It's gonna taste like sulfur all the same.
Nuh-uh. Taro's got that sweet blood.
So? You gotta boil it or you'll get sick. Then all that sweetness takes the air anyhow.
Nah, don't boil it. We're gonna get sick all the same. Might as well enjoy it.
Don't boil. You want the runs?
Better than tasting sulfur and dirt every damn day.
Huh. This armor itches something awful.
Move along.
I like their masks. Okay, this is like probably where we have to go. Go this way first. What is even marked for me right now? Family matter. Oh, the Tucker guy. Oh, Huxley. Hey.
Oh, hello. Good to see you again.
Made it back.
Damn right. Ain't nothing in the wilderness can stop me. Except being locked up.
How are you holding up?
Well, on the way back, I twisted something in my leg, foot area.
I'm a doctor.
Where does my foot end and my leg begin? Wherever that is, it hurts. So, no runs for me for a little while. Time to kick back and relax.
How'd you hurt your leg?
I did a dumb thing. I was trying to get away from a terror ray. Usually, you can just get a ways from their nest and they'll stop following you. But this one was really persistent. Chased me for, I don't know, forever. Scratched me up butt good. I barely got away. Then I tripped over a void damn rock. A rock! Not even a slippery one.
How long will you be out of commission?
Till it stops hurting, I guess. Zora says I'll be fine in a month or so.
Surprised I can't help her as a doctor. Without the kicking, I assume.
Huh? Why?
Leg.
Oh, ha! You're funny.
Wait, I want... Sorry to hear that you're around. Wait. Oh.
Oh, hello. Good to see
It's weird
you
you
again.
can't go back to the other conversation. I found your terminal, fixed it up for you.
What, oh, in Milton's place? Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Me and my diary have got some catching up to do.
You can probably later on check the diary, or maybe even now, and it's gonna have some new logs from her. You're around.
Trash. Q. Yeah, look at him. He just keeps making them. Fucking weird, Carl.
I don't think he can hear you. He's in the zone.
The trash cube zone.
You gotta admit, they're convenient. Fit together real nice.
Trash is trash. I don't care what shape it's in.
I guess.
What the fuck are you doing, Carl? Stop being weird, Carl. God damn it.
As you were.
Yoink. Oh shit. Ash. Hey, what's up?
Never seen you before.
I'm new here.
Take my advice. Move on. Get off-world if you can. If you can't, get to the bay. I've been halfway around T1. Monarch, they call it now. Been around it twice. Stood at the hot pole and the cold. Nothing on this moon for nobody. Just a lot of heartbreak.
Heartbreak? What happened to you here?
A great many things. I'll tell you what. You want to listen to an old man ramble? Might be a job in it for you. I used to run with a squad of mercenaries here. Good folk. Fella named Lamont introduced me. Thing is, I ain't seen them in an age. Stands to reason they got themselves ate.
Jesus, when I hear this guy's voice, I feel like I have to clear my throat. Mercenaries, what did they do?
Mostly we protected folk from the beasts here. If it spat, scratched, or stung, we'd kill it for you. So long as you had the bits. We split ways around the time this twice-fucked moon got abandoned. Thing is, I got myself some fond memories. We had some keepsakes of ours we kept in a lockbox, and I've been thinking about seeing it found.
What if they're still alive?
I'll be glad for it, but I ain't stupid. This planet tends to get people killed. I just want some closure.
You wanted mementos? What, photographs or?
Thereabouts.
Can't you find them yourself?
Getting on in years, kid. Legs ain't working like they used to. Sulfur burns a little too long in the lungs. This joint's looking like my last home.
Feels bad, man. Alright, one lockbox coming right up.
Appreciate it, kid. I'm marking outposts on your map. You spend a lot of time out there. Might be a good place to start. Here's a key for the door.
Get a whiff of that sweet sulfur air.
53 advanced defensive helmet. That's way better than mine, right? What is this? Oh, it got a little... Oh, it got the damage a little. Huh. Yeah, we had a 41 one. 53. Have a helmet at all right now. 41. This on. 6. Oh, but this was actually. Oh yeah, but this one was way better than the other one. So she has a 46. A 36 one. A 53 now. We can upgrade it too. We can upgrade our armor a little bit too. In a while, we've been leveling up like crazy. Sell those. Yeah, but it's not in order. Bothers me. Sell this armor. Defense. Weapons. Plasma carbine, sell. Flamethrower, flamethrower. Plasma. A room downstairs still.
armor itches something awful.
In it, Jeff. Sure.
Jedi Assault Rifle, is it like a high level one? Level 11. 198 DPS though. Oh, because that's kind of broken though. Oh yeah, damage. Yeah. Damage is higher. It's the DPS is high because it shoots faster. But still. My weapon is like way damage.
Be right there.
Corrupted on brains. Damn, go talk to this kid. Use the PC first. You work order. Team coming out of a roof. Oh, this is the terminal. Engineering. Remotely route the water. Arcing electricity at the bar. Science. Remotely shut off. Haven't heard from the Rapt House. Oh, we can do that actually. I can drink something and 55 hacking. Your diary. Eat it, hacks. Erase work order. Oh, 55 too. Fuck. Medical. Engage remote force door lever operation. Can easily. Tech skills engineering. Should be enough. We can still drink something. Hack. 55 hacking. Oh, Walder's gone. Oh, it's stealth, but yeah, drinking something is gonna help. Oh yeah, stealth. Oh, that's... This is enough. Yeah, I keep like hacking is this fucking stealth, not where the other things are. The Bronson jobs did everything remotely. Oh yeah, that's outfit those people living here. Anti-rat. Couldn't see me. Hey.
Looks like I'm not the only new face around here. What do I call you, stranger?
An adult, that's not a kid. I'm Captain Aldar.
Welcome to Amber Heights, Captain. Call me Tucker. You here to join the Iconoclasts? Help us free this world?
Tucker? Free from what?
What, from the yoke of corporate tyranny? It's what all us Iconoclasts strive for, with Graham at the helm.
Okay.
We want unfettered freedom, not the lies that MSI tries to sell in Stellar Bay. True escape from all rules and constraints. You want to know more? Listen to Graham's broadcasts. He's been tucking up a storm, working to elevate the minds of all the corporate drones in this colony, getting them to rise up.
Gamers rise up. No rules or limits? Sounds like utopia.
It is. Just look at what a paradise Amber Heights is. We could take this world... No. Galaxy-wide. You really should talk to Graham. I think you two would get along swell.
Yeah, I will. I mean, in this playthrough I am against the corporations and stuff, so we are kinda leaning towards them, but like pure anarchy, I don't know what Graham's gonna say. You're Agnes's little boy from Stellar Bay.
I am not a little boy. Haven't been one for decades, no matter what my mama wishes. I take it she's still looking for me? Had hoped she'd accept my decision.
She made it seem like you were in danger, asked me to rescue you.
According to her, stepping foot outside of the house in broad daylight is too dangerous. My entire life, she crammed a fear of danger down my throat. Don't go play with friends. Mantisaurs will tear your arms off. Don't leave the city. Raptidons will spit acid on your face. Marauders can violate you. You'd fall in a sulfur pool. I stuck around way too long, ruled by her fears. I'm 42 years old, but she still sees me as a little boy in need of her protection. I won't stand for it, I tell you.
Running away is for cowards. You need to face her and show her you're grown up.
She doesn't want to see me as anything other than her baby boy. Why would I go back again? What'll be different this time?
Join your freedom. Oh shit. Fuck. I regret kinda doing this right now because I don't know if I want people to join them or not. I'm not sure yet. Nah, I'm not gonna like convince her. Tell him to convince her yet. You survived outside of Stellar Bay for weeks. Show her the skills you've learned.
You're right. I can do this. I just need to stand my ground and make her see she can't control me anymore. No one can.
Nice. Return to Agnes. Oh, so we have to return to her. Save. Let's go to Graham now. I think we are... actually, we still have the quest. Odd jobs.
Seems like a nice little town. Except for all the dead critters.
The folks in Amber Heights always manage to find a bottle or two of the good stuff. Keen scavengers, I tell you.
Hey.
What are you buying?
Hey, I fixed all your stuff.
I'll be damned. Thanks for doing that. Here. Zora sets aside a bit or two for people who help out. Before you ask, no, it ain't pay. Just being generous to folks who do a good turn.
Okay. Let's trade.
Hey, thanks again for helping out. What can I do you for?
I mean, what's in stock? We have locked stuff here. Iconoclast assault rifle, so they have their own too. Dodge. Block. Cut wide brimmed. Handguns. Pack. And long guns anti-riot gear. Use this. Crossbow blockers. Oh, that's the level 3 one with the... Sell it anyway. Oh yeah, this is the pro one. We have two. I guess I'm gonna keep them. Then. Deadeye. Bearman. Keep the ultra rifle. Junk. Meat or something like that. Sell. Continue.
All these kills recently? No good meat on any of them.
It ain't right. How many good folk we gonna lose to our missions?
That's just the way of it. We gotta earn our keep out here.
That don't mean we ought to be following her into the jaws of a manticore.
You'd rather sit on your thumbs and starve?
No. All I'm saying is she gotta be more careful throwing away lives like that.
Oh, we have a... Some first people saying things against them, so maybe they are not that nice.
A mantiqueen.
Yeah, we felled it, mind. But we lost 2 runners and 5 gun hands.
A total failure, then. So much for the ruins.
And hell only knows where the Van Noys are. They never showed.
I'm sure they're... Ah, let's talk later. It seems we have company.
Hello. Hey.
Hey.
Ram.
A stranger comes to our home. If you're looking for a path to walk, you've found one. If you're looking for a teacher, I am one. Welcome to the Iconoclasts.
I told you you're out of pamphlets, that's a shame. What do you teach?
The truth that I have come to learn and embrace since shedding the corporate yoke. Out here, we survive by the sheer strength of our spirit. We have no need for the endless rules and red tape of a corporate structure.
We do seem to burn through endless ammunition and medical tape, though.
Yes, well, such is life. Our descendants will enjoy safety and luxury, but our generation is the foundation on which that future is built. Now, why have you come?
They don't seem that crazy. Or... Tell me about iconoclasts.
The Iconoclasts are free folk. We live under our rules, motivated by our own beliefs, all petals on the same flower of enlightenment. Meanwhile, the board strangles the will of its workers. It is the penultimate exercise of a poisoned society where people are enslaved by a corporate ladder.
Right.
We seek to replace their way of life with ours. Philosophism is the key to unlocking their shackles.
But it would be dangerous to let anarchy run rampart.
This is not anarchy. Society requires structure, Captain. It is just that the board's
don't know that I'm a
structure is
captain.
killing the colony. Ours will not. All right.
I want to know more about your teaching.
Awakening is available to all whose minds are ready to accept it. What would you like to know?
What do you mean by an awakening?
The point of no return. When your mind fully opens to the eternal truth. Every philosophist experiences it along the path to enlightenment. For many, it is the first brush with the cold of death, when they realize that all of their lives have boiled down into the single truth of that moment. Mine was witnessing my friend and colleague transform into the very evil we sought to combat. Now he runs MSI, just like the overlords before him.
It didn't seem that bad though, but of course we don't know him. We don't know this guy either. And like, I wonder, probably if we brought Vicar here, he would be talking with this guy a lot. But we'll see if we have to bring him back here. Or can we like translate the book for him here? I don't know if that's the right place. But his workers enjoy much more freedom than those of the board.
Their leashes may be longer, but their collars are just as tight.
I heard the word eternal thrown around a lot. What is it? What is it?
Ah, the eternal. We are all part of the consciousness of the cosmos. Each of us plays a tiny role in the universe's continual journey toward understanding itself. You and I, and the rats and the mantis swarms. Divinity is in us all, and the eternal is that divinity.
Even OSI? Are their members similarly divine?
Everyone, regardless of ability to believe, is another facet of the universe contemplating its own existence.
Do you believe in a creator?
Not in the sense of a single entity, fashioning the universe as a whittler fashions a flute. The universe came into being over time, organically, naturally, and without purpose.
Guys, woke.
In that sense, I suppose you could say that, in the interest of finding its purpose, the universe itself created all living things.
Right, but what started it all?
Questions like these are distractions. It doesn't matter whether an entity sparked the universe or not. Only by pursuing the eternal truth will we find these and other answers. All right.
All right. All right. All right.
Why have you come?
I think that if I have some questions for you.
All right.
Is it gonna be the same? Yeah.
Why have you come?
I'm just looking for ways to help people around. Anything need doing?
A great many things, in fact.
We could always use a hand rounding up supplies.
Or... Now here's an idea. There's an old printing press I've been trying to get up and running.
Why?
I have always dreamed of subverting the colony's periodicals and turning the board's own propaganda against them. If I could get my message directly in the hands of Byzantium citizens, I'm sure they'd recognize the truth. Will you aid us in our cause?
Sure.
Wonderful. I requisitioned replacement rollers for it some time ago. Huxley should have delivered them yesterday. Speaking of which, where is Huxley?
You bought rollers? You haven't even cleared the wraps out yet. What are you doing wasting bits on... Forget it. Huxley's still recovering. She won't be up for a run for a while yet.
It seems we're out a runner. If you intend to help our cause, I'll ask you to meet our MSI supplier in her stead.
I helped her get out of there.
So you're her mysterious savior. She sings your praises.
That girl and her songs, so eager to learn, so bright-eyed, so tone-deaf.
MSI supplies you?
One of our sympathizers. A woman named Carlotta periodically buys goods on our behalf from Stellar Bay's store. Stellar Bay has caught on, but they remain friendly, though the goods now come at a considerable markup.
Where is the supplier?
She meets us in the ruins of Bayside Terrace. From our compound, follow the road north.
Have to go there anyway. Alright, I'll be back.
Wonderful. While you're at it, I wonder if Carlotta still has those high-capacity cartridges? Grab a few, will you? There should be some funds left over from the last shipment. We can use them to copy and modify radio serials. Yes, not just magazines, but their precious dramas.
Unbelievable. I hope I don't have to tell you this, but if there is extra money, would you mind buying, I don't know, food and medicine? Graham, if you need me, I'll be in triage.
Optional, get high capacity cartridge or extra supplies from Carlotta in the printing. I could probably buy both, I guess, if we spend my own money. So my first impression about those guys, I feel like my character in this playthrough would like to help them because they are against the board and all of that, right? We want to free the people, we want what they are doing here. The only thing that bothers me right now is that, like, it seems like the guy puts the cause in front of, like, his own people well-beings. Right, he doesn't want to buy supplies, meds, all that stuff. I mean, he has a point. He said that, like, we have to suffer for the future generations to live in a free world, free from the board, right? So he has a point. He doesn't seem like crazy, out of his mind, sacrificing people or something, but yeah, I think we're gonna help them, unless like something crazy happens and we learn something bad about them, but they seem rational. Falcon Colony. Board's lies. The board vastly overestimates their authority and grasp on power. Without the Earth Directorate's military might to back them up, they would not be able to maintain their life-draining grip on the colony's throat. They spread lies and misinformation to confuse and oppress the masses. Perhaps that's one of the reasons they have not allowed any colony ships since the Hope's disappearance. They've had 70 years to condition their good little workers to follow their directively, inquisitionally. Directives unquestioningly. The lies become more and more transparent as the years pass and will soon be too obvious for even the most deluded colonists to see. A man from Byzantium told us of an acquaintance we had who had been arrested for carrying philosophy's text, not teaching, not evangelizing, just carrying. They oppress any truth that threatens their corrupt structure. Is this what we want? Do we want to live in a society where we can be sent to Tartarus for our beliefs? No, their workers' minds are poisoned, their will shackled, their dreams hamstrung. This can stand no longer. We must tear this entire regime down. I hope to someday publish a great work in which I can more expensively lay out what is so clear to me, that our society's obsession with a corporate-run life has stifled and crippled humanity's ability to grow. Alas, for now I can only collect my scattered thoughts into this barely functional machine. In my younger and more vulnerable days, I bought into the attraction of a corporate ladder, a measured, quantifiable way with which to judge oneself against one's peers. It provided motivation, meaning. Yet my spirit longed for more than just a paycheck. It yearned to reach out and connect with my fellow men. It sought and connect as a connection. I saw kin. I saw a familiar unit. The corporations claim they are that familiar unit, but they treat us like pets. We beg for scraps and at the table, and if they are so kind and as to drop one, we praise the ground they tread on, while they usher us into kennels called homes. We attach ourselves to contractually obligated familial units, strangers to whom we share no more connection than the employers seeking to empower themselves by our unions. We bear children out of obligation to our executives who demand a constant workforce. We slave away in the vain hope that someday we too will be like those executives, until the day we die and are processed, burned, and filed away as another tick on a human resources paperwork. We have built ourselves into a cold, unthinking, efficient machine, and in doing so, have abandoned all of the warmth humanity is capable of. I weep for us all. Sometimes betrayal of his truth. I often recall my former friend who once sought to dismantle the corporations, as I still do. When he took ownership of our corporation, I held him in such contempt. I called him a coward and betrayer. He was becoming the very thing we hated. Now I'm not so sure. Recently, I've come to accept that his heart was more closed than mine. I cannot expect every man to be able to open himself to the eternal truth as I have. So some are just not capable. And so it is a tragic thing. Tragic that he is a weaker than I would hope. That he cannot fight for a cause. I can empathize with tragedy should that day come with when the metal of our spirit clash against one another. That empathy will shield me from guilt. Like the board, he now stands across our path, arms crossed, stubbornly resistant to the eternal truth. Like the board, he spreads nay, celebrates the poison that cripples our society. Like the board, his stubbornness will only blind him to his inevitable fall. Tragic. There's a lot of that. Oh, they don't seem like crazy. I feel like reading this kinda helps make my mind on their situation too. For someone who is so committed to the iconoclast way, I fear that Zora is slipping off the true path. More and more often, I fear her attachment to the materialism of our oppressors weighs her decisions more than the search for the guiding truth that will save us. She often tells me that our people are hungry. I agree. Their spirits long for fulfillment, much more powerful power than any pang of an empty god. Notes. Of all the things to motivate a person, I'm finding freedom has been the most powerful. Many of them still remember being slaves to the corporate structure. Recalling those painful memories lights their fire anew. A man from Falbrook stopped through on his way to Stellar Bay. After thumbing through our pamphlets, he asked me how we can survive without money. I found an appropriate metaphor in gas masks. When clearing a mantis swarm nest, we wear masks to ward off poisonous fumes. Even after the nest is cleared, the fumes may remain for some time. Thus, we wear the masks until we are safe to breathe. Until the very last dregs of our poisonous corporation society are gone, the attachment to bits will remain. Though their use is uncomfortable, and though they stifle our spirit just as the masks are ill-fitting and limit our vision, we must persist with them until we can cast them aside. Priorities. As our numbers grow, I find that more and more of our population turns to the written word of my pamphlets. I am happy to continue making them, but I must find a more efficient way to print and distribute this reading material. I wonder if that old printing press might be convinced to run once more. Wouldn't that be something to return to my duties as an editor in a publication? Only this time of my own control and not stifled by the rules and regulation of style guides and grammar books. Nobody will tell me where to put a comma. I'll put them where they belong, as decreed by the eternal truth. I don't know about this eternal truth stuff, but it doesn't seem like he's going crazy or something. He still like has the point with all that fight against the board and corporations. Friends drift. When I realized the truth of philosophism is I immediately wondered how I can be the first to recognize the poisonous spiral that has shaped our society. One day I was talking to of all people, Huxley. She once lamented that she would like nothing more than a pet canid. I confess to know very little about animal behavior, as I am much more concerned with the animal that is mankind, but I stressed that I didn't think such a thing was possible. She let it go, but some weeks later Zora reported the strangest stories of a marauder with a canid follower. I don't know if I had been cited here or on Terra too, but I immediately thought of Huxley and her reckless, wild imagination. I wonder if she had told other people, and if word had spread of the possibility until I wriggled its way into the mind of marauders somewhere. Ideas are insidious. If even a marauder, mindless husk that it is, can be convinced of an idea, there must be hope for the workers of this colony, poisoned as they are against the eternal truth. If we can shout so loudly that the truth inches its way into the collective consciousness, I am confident it will spread to the rest of the cosmos. It is very difficult to face the eternal truth that everything happens for a reason, that life and everything in it is the will of the cosmic consciousness, can be a terrifying one. There is an argue among us all to control the parameters of one's life. This urge is so powerful that it suppresses the eternal truth simply by existing. Mankind has not shed the weight of its own shackles, and so I find that spreading philosophism is unnecessarily difficult. But the universe cannot suppress it forever. Biology changes, creatures adapt and evolve. We overcome our urges for the better of our species. Someday our minds will be born more open to this idea. Until then, I must not abandon hope. Can we talk to this Graham? Where did the other one go? Kinda want to see if I can talk to her. Laura. Examine. Current patients. Aunt is infested. Oh. No longer with us. Fractured ankle left. Multiple bullet wounds. No longer bleeding out, but a couple shells still remain. Recovery unlikely. I wonder if I can heal them. Ointment, gas, acid burn. Can't heal them like that. Can I talk to you about killing them?
Sorry about earlier. Graham and I don't always see eye to eye. Besides, we just got our asses kicked in the ruins. Not a great time to yammer on about his printing press.
It does seem wasteful to buy press parts rather than...
Hey, you got some decency in you. Careful. That's rare around these parts, and folks are liable to try and take advantage of it.
You run a triage clinic here?
Yeah, name's Zora. I've been patching up the iconoclast since day one. Whenever Graham's lack of foresight gets someone hurt, I get them back on their feet. If I can.
Do people around here get injured that often?
You joking? It's Monarch. Can't set foot outside without being attacked by a beast or a marauder.
You always talk to your leader like that?
When he's being an idiot, sure.
What happened in the ruins?
A Mantiqueen showed up out of nowhere. And I guess the gunfire attracted Raptidons. It was a damn bloodbath.
You found a queen that far north? Wish I'd been there.
You and me both, Nyoka. We could have used the help. Listen, unless this is urgent, I need to oversee the wounded.
Need any help?
You want to do us a favor or two? Go talk to Bronson. He's always looking to pass his work
Already
off on
did.
someone else. For now, I gotta get to the wounded. Welcome to
Surprised
Amber
I
Heights.
can't help killing at least those people here. That would be a nice medical skill check here. Killing those guys. Guess not. So we are finished with the town. We spent some time in here. Now we have many things to do outside. Oh, look at this helmet. Fits so well. Can level it up too. Okay, so I'm curious though. Empty man. Back down. Original chain. Oh, that's someone else. Oh, they are there.